I come here to Liverpool, I've drummed it into our players time and again that they are privileged to play for you.
Well, you know, the movie is about my character who, lifelong Liverpool fan and dream of playing for Liverpool, becomes a reality when he gets spotted by a scout playing on his under-14 team, and all of a sudden now the dream of playing for Liverpool is a reality. The scout picks him up, offers him a trial, but the working class family can't afford the ferry to get him over there. So it's been compared to Billy Elliot. The story is very Billy Elliot, and so now the family, the working class family, has to come together to try and raise the money to pay for that ferry to get him across to have a trial for Liverpool Football Club, his dream. So it's a very heartfelt story. It's based on true events, and the movie will depict how the family comes together to raise that money to get him to Liverpool, and then from there it progresses. The story goes further. Pamela Anderson. I don't want to give too much away, but the dream of Liverpool and playing for Liverpool ends, and so my character's life starts spiraling out of control and pretty much hits rock bottom. And after major conflict and fighting with his father, he has to try and find a new direction. And it was looking at the TV and watching Baywatch, and hey, it's time to go on a flight and hit the beaches of California. And that's what happened. True story. Yeah, well then I think I'm a big believer in fate, and it was this kid whose name is Matt Reedy, nickname was Beast because of the way he played with so much heart and passion and ferocity that he just had this nickname. And we just connected, you know, we bumped into him, and I was just bumming around on the beach, and these kids were looking for someone to coach their soccer team. I'm not the biggest of people, and neither was he, and we just connected. A couple of wee men coming together, and that's when everything changed. It's an inspirational story, and it is a story that has to be told. These boys were unique. These boys were a bunch of surfers, snowboarders, skateboarders. They're just a bunch of beach bums, and these beach bums bought into the program of hard work and dedication. When they first turned up for practice, they were just wearing their surf shorts and skate shoes, and all of a sudden they turned it around. It's an inspirational story that has to be told about a unique bunch of boys and a unique kid, Beast, who won the first ever soccer state championship for Laguna Beach High School, the first time in the school's history. And it's an amazing, inspirational story that has to be told. What we're looking to do is we want the Liverpool Supporters Club and the Liverpool supporters around the world to come together and help us make this movie. They download the song 7 by The Ferns, and 50 cents of those downloads is going to put this movie into production. We have on board the greatest director of inspirational sports stories of all time. David Anspar directed Rudy, Hoosiers, Game of Their Lives. 2 of those movies are in the all-time top 10 AFI greatest sports inspirational stories of all time. He's attached to be our director, and all we need now is to raise the remaining funding to put this movie into production. and we want the Liverpool Supporters Club's support to make this happen. It's going to be an amazing story if Liverpool supporters come together to make this movie. Our goal is to release this movie just prior to the 2014 World Cup, when the entire world is watching the game of soccer, the game of football. So to get this goal and timeline, we'd like to get this into production early 2013. That's the goal. People inspire me. It's always been, Liverpool players of the past and present. The number 7 shirt is very special at Liverpool Football Club, and my first hero was Kevin Keegan, and he was small in stature but played with the most heart and passion of anybody on that field. For him to be successful at the size he was is absolutely amazing. Then obviously Kenny Dalglish came along and was the most creative, graceful player who wore the number 7 shirt. And then now we've got Luis Suarez, who fills a role. But then in between we've had so many great players, haven't we? So Peter Beardsley was amazing, and he wore the 7. Steve McManaman wore the 7, and some great legends. So those people have inspired me a lot. And then obviously Bill Shankly, probably the most inspirational speaker of his time. What a motivator he was, and I've stolen a lot of his motivational skills in my coaching. Bob Paisley did a fantastic job in taking over, and just the legendary coaches and players of Liverpool have always been my inspiration in my coaching and in my life. Liverpool Football Club inspired the song 7. I've written a lot of songs, and we've performed a lot, and it's always hard to find that next great idea. And once the movie script had been written and we'd completed that, I wanted to write a song that would have been great for the soundtrack, but also something that was a tribute to Liverpool. Obviously the Hillsborough disaster had a major impact on the emotional side of that, and obviously justice has just been done this week. But Liverpool Football Club, the script, the movie, and those great number 7s, suddenly the song came to me, and it happened rather quickly. Obviously, to download the song, it's on iTunes, and it's The Ferns, as in the plant, and the number 7, the word 7. And then Facebook, we have a Facebook page, Manxmen Films. We have a Beast Facebook page, and then Andy Thomas Facebook page. So we have Facebook pages. So if people want to get in touch, the best way to get in touch is on Facebook. Already, I'm so grateful to the Liverpool fans. We've already got on board a lot of the supporters clubs, and Liverpool Football Club itself have already offered their support for the movie. They've offered us support in terms of filming Anfield. We've had the green light to film at Anfield, at Melwood, and we've had the green light to use some of the superstars that are currently on the first team squad, and we've had the green light to use some of the youth players. We need some youth players for the movie. So I want to thank Liverpool Football Club. I want to thank all the supporters. The song's already getting a ton of downloads. I want to thank everybody so far for jumping on board. We're just asking for your help to tell this story about the greatest game in the world, the greatest club in the world, and a story about a bunch of surf dudes that became soccer champions. It's going to be an absolute blockbuster.
7, you still wear number 7.